Hello, good evening, guys. It's September 10th, 2019, and we are going to review your stocks in the Philippine Stock Exchange. And let's wait for everyone to join. Let's check how the market went today. Okay, so you're seeing investograms in front of you right now. And let's just set up our tools first before we receive the first request of the day. Okay, so let me set up Bollinger Band. This is the indicator that I use, and I just use the default settings, but you can actually put in the settings that you like here. Okay, the median here would be maybe this and this. Okay, let me know if that looks okay. All right, hello. Good evening, Vicky. What's number 2? All right. Enrico, yes, good evening. Enrico wants us to review FNI, MRC. Okay, let me take note of that. Let's gather a few more before we start. Okay, but definitely yours would be the first to be reviewed tonight. Okay, FNI, MRC. Hi, John Old. Yep, let's review Meralco. Okay, let me just continue setting up our tools. And the next one is, of course, the relative strength index. And just do a right click here to change the color. Let's have that as well. Oops. Let's make it thick so it's clear. This one is the volume. Okay. And the color of the volume also matches the color of the candlestick for the day, as you notice. So that differentiates the color. It just simply follows the color of the candlestick for the day. Good evening, Pepe. Good evening, Wiki Miss JD. I am number 2 viewer. Oh, who's the number 1? I can't scroll up anymore. Yep. Thank you, Wiki, for being so consistent in joining us. MPI for Maya and AGI as well. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so this is how the market went today. So this is the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. And we had, actually, somehow this is already very close to MA20. So looks like this has been a bounce. Okay, so this is a bounce for the index. Hopefully we'll see some more green candlesticks in the coming days. All right, so this is like the retracement. Okay, let's see though. This is halfway from here to the upper band, so we still can't predict yet. But let's check out FNI. Good bouncer for FNI here. All right, it did not entirely touch the MA20 levels, but definitely this is already a bounce, so we are expecting another green candlestick tomorrow. Hopefully you were able to gather or accumulate volume around this area. It has been a long sideways movement for this stock over here. Like, since January when it dipped, it just moved within the range. And right now, we'll see. Um, in the coming days, we're hoping to see some more green candlestick because this has been a good bounce for FNI. Let us see, MRC. What's your story for us? MRC is still trying to consolidate in the area of the MA20 level, sitting right at the MA20 now. But let us see. Yeah, we're at the mid range for our RSI, and this has already been a long, decline and then sideways over here. Let's see how it looks like on the weekly chart. Okay, I hope it breaks the MA20 level for the weekly chart over here. Yep. So, but definitely we're still at the consolidation phase for MRC. If you're interested in this stock, actually this is a perfect time to start accumulating. Do not put everything though in one transaction, but start accumulating funds or accumulating volume for this stock because we're already moving above the MA20 line. The consolidation is currently happening above the MA20 level. So um, I am thinking we're already close to the bullish moves that we have been anticipating for the longest time. For Meralco, we're not very safe yet as we are still below the MA20 levels. And then over here, when it tried to break the MA20 line, at one point we managed to break it, but it was not sustained. The following day, we had a bearish candlestick and then it went all the way down. And currently, we're still just touching the MA20 line, being it as a resistance. So if you want to check out the price action around this level, okay, let's just plot it. This is the next support that I am seeing. Okay, so this area, it was touched in this area. This one too. And around this level. Okay, so multiple times that line was hit, so that will act as a support. Okay, so I think one person asked me earlier in the comment section in the previous video, and he wanted to know how to determine where to put a support and a resistance. Okay, so take note, guys. Actually, when a level is hit twice, okay, two times or more, when that area is hit multiple times, then that will act as your support. Okay, when it dips, like this one, for example. So this one was hit multiple times. Okay. So for example, this area was hit multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So including the wick, that's actually counted. Okay, so and that you also have to take note that it is an area. When you plot it, it doesn't have to be exactly at that price. So sometimes it's near that area, like this one, it's near the area, but definitely because that area was hit multiple times, that whenever the price reaches that level, the price stops and all of a sudden it bounces. So when you see that happening, then that area is your support. In the same manner that when you reach the topmost and that price is hit multiple times, that also acts as your ceiling. Okay, so the ceiling in layman's term, but in a more technical term, that's what they call resistance. It's like a ceiling that the price resists in that area, that when it reaches that area, the price goes back. It goes downwards, all right? So the reason why we see this is because it was hit, that area was hit multiple times. Some days it's not hitting it, but it's really, really close. Look at this same thing here and then this area as well. So that's why we have plotted that area as a resistance. Okay, so I hope I was not able to get his name, but that's the simplest way that I can explain it. Support versus resistance. Okay, and then going back to Meralco. Meralco might continue to dip further, but not that extreme decline in its price, because we're already very close to the support area. Okay, so I plotted it earlier in that level. So just see what the price action is around that area. Okay. The next one is MPI. For MPI, see, it's revisiting the gap. It's trying to fill that gap. So at one point today, it reached this level. So it's like halfway in filling the gap. So I'm thinking most likely we'll have another red candlestick tomorrow. But let's see, hopefully we have a long candlestick to touch the MA20 level and then just bounce back up. Okay, so we cannot really tell how big of a movement we are going to have tomorrow, but definitely since we're just halfway in filling the gap, most likely the price will go further down close to the MA20 level and see if we have a good bounce on a faster time frame. Then definitely we might respect, in that situation, we might respect the MA20 level. Okay, so the closer you are to the MA20 line when you get in, the better. Okay, because this is just simply filling the gap that happened the other day. AGI. AGI. Okay, AGI is still sitting right at the support area for AGI around the 12.08 area. Okay, and look at what is happening on your RSI. For your RSI, move away. Look at that. It's moving upwards, but we're just here sitting right at the support area. Okay, creating a horizontal line, but your RSI is already moving up. So that is a good sign. Any moment from now, we are going to have a reversal for AGI. Okay, do we have any other requests? That's for Maya. MBT, very creative, Pepe. MBT for you. Yes, let's check that out. MBT. Same, we're still, the support is sustained. Even though we had a red candlestick today, we're just sitting right at the support area, and same pattern. So sometimes, I mentioned this before, it will just linger in the support area, strengthening the support for us. But slowly, people are already accumulating volume in this area. That's why you'll notice that, of course, your volume starting to go higher, and your RSI is also giving us some positive or bullish divergence. So any moment from now, just hang in there, or if you want to get in, this is the best time to get in for MBT. Overall, you are still at the very cheap level for MBT. Okay, so hopefully before December, but that's too far. Hopefully in the coming days, right? Before the week ends, we see that big jump for MBT. Next would be, let's see. Hello, Marco. Good evening, po, Miss JD from Noli. Alco Phen prmx. Alco Phen prmx. Okay, let's check that out, and that's for Noli. Alco. Let's make this bigger. Let's see. Okay. So they said that when a stock is on a decline, your support and resistance is also on a decline around that level. Okay. See. So I'm thinking, even though this is a green candlestick, there's a chance that we might revisit this area. First area is this area. Okay. First area to challenge is this area. If not, it might go further down to create a downward support. But let's check out as well your RSI. Okay. Your RSI is giving us some good signs over here, moving up. Okay. So, for instance, when the price reaches this level and probably stays there for a few days around the 0.85 area, okay, if it stays there for 1 to 2 days, for example, and then your RSI is giving us a more steep upward direction, like this one, but hopefully it's getting steeper and steeper each day, that's going to be a good sign, right? But definitely we'll see the price touching this level. We're anticipating that tomorrow it might touch this level. So if you have not entered in this stock, just observe the price action around this area. If it bounces back up, then we have a good sign. As we already see a bullish divergence or an upward direction in our RSI. Okay. The next one is phen. Phen. Okay, we are overall in an upward direction for phen. However, look at what this line is giving us. Okay, slightly higher than the previous peak, but your RSI is giving us a weaker momentum here. So that means there's a big chance that in tomorrow's market we might have a red candlestick, and let's see if it'll just touch, okay, near the MA20, or it'll touch the MA20 line, okay, and MA20 line will act as our support in this situation because the price is moving up, right? But definitely we'll see some retracements. It could be in a day or in a day or two, like this one, 2 days before it can touch the MA20 line. PRMX. PRMX. Okay, we have a bounce for PRMX. Good job. So we are just near the MA20 line. So I just want to see how far are we from the MA20 level. So this is still very close. Okay, we're still at a low risk position, and we're seeing a possible bounce or another green candlestick for PRMX tomorrow. Right. Hello, Enrico. Good evening. Last request for Vita. Okay, let's check that out. For Vita, So I'm just curious, you guys. Are you doing this full time or this is just on the side? What time frame are you looking at when you trade these stocks that you are requesting? Because as for me, my profile in the Philippine market is I'm a position trader to a long term. Okay, so it's a mix of two. Some of my positions in PSE are also for long term. So I actually have smph. So hopefully I can check that out in a bit. So if you want to share, let me know. Are you doing this for part time or are you now doing this full time? Maybe you guys are businessmen or you have a business that you can do this full time. Let me know if you want to share. Okay, Vita, Vita might dip as it already touched the upper Bollinger Band. Okay, so this used to be a resistance over here. It became a support when it declined, and so we're seeing that as also a possible resistance. Okay, it did not entirely touch it, as you know, we all know that it is an area. So we might expect some more dips and might touch the MA20 level for this stock. Okay, so I'm seeing a possible support in this area. That's why I plotted the line over here, which is also near your MA20. So see what happens or if the price reaches that level. But definitely we're seeing a possible red candlestick tomorrow for Vita. Okay. Hi, Laura. Hello, Maxine. Let's check out ABBA for you. Yes, same with Virgo. So ABBA, Geo, PHA, Apple. Okay, let's check that out. First is ABBA. ABBA is, it's hard to say. This is, do you see a downward direction for this MA20 line? Okay, but let's just observe though, okay? Um, I'm seeing that we might possibly touch this area or this level, but I don't feel good with this pointing downwards, with the MA20 pointing downwards, and this one too. Okay, so I'm thinking we might see that red candlestick and slowly the Bollinger Band will start to become more constricted as this is also pointing upwards. So we might see some consolidation soon because ABBA has been moving in big waves for a long time. When I say consolidation, the distance between the MA20 line in the upper Bollinger Band and the lower Bollinger Band is getting slimmer. Okay. So how do they compute that? Actually, you don't have to calculate it manually, but just for information purposes, it's two standard deviation above the MA20 that determines the upper Bollinger Band and two standard deviation below the MA20 line. So that now gives us the distance between the two. Okay. So for this stock, because there's a massive movement on the upside, that's why you have a wider Bollinger Band. So that would simply mean it's highly volatile at this stage. So and we're expecting that in the coming days, we might see some consolidation. The Bollinger Band will look somehow like this, getting slim. Okay, but definitely check out what the price action is around the 0.87 area. Okay, the next one is Geo. what is happening to our stock in the US market. Okay, good. I have Google, Amazon, and Netflix right now. Okay, let's check that out later. But for now, Geo, yes. For Geo, we already have a bounce for Geo. It did not entirely touch the MA20 line, as you can see, but definitely this is already telling a story that this stock respects the MA20 line. So it somehow reached near that, and then now we have a bounce. So hopefully in the coming days, we might see some more bullish movements or bullish moves for Geo. But I cannot really say that it will right away reach this level, right? But definitely, at least it's a good sign. Slowly, we're moving upwards. Next one is PHA. For PHA, same thing. Let me just confirm. This looks like a flag pattern for me over here. And then like that. Okay, so if the price starts at this level and most action happens on the upside, then that's a good chance, especially when this breaks the imaginary line that we have created around the 0.63 area. So that would mean you have a breakout play, okay? But if price starts in this level and most action happens on the downside, then not a good sign. So we might have some more red candlesticks in the coming days. But definitely, normally this type of pattern is a bullish pattern. Normally it ends positively. Okay, let me show you. Flag pattern. So I'm just dropping some terms, right? Mentioning terms here. So I'd like to empower you guys to search for these things your own, right? Flag pattern. Over here. See that? In an uptrend. Do you have something like that? There. Does it look similar? Yeah. Could be, right? So this is the closest that I can see. There's a big chance that we are mimicking or we are having this type of pattern. Oh, they call it the pennants. Okay, so flag is like this, downward direction, but ours is upward direction. Yeah, but really similar to that, right? Apple. For Apple, okay, we're still resting right at the near the MA20 line. So we have a doji here. So let's see. Hopefully, this gives us a bullish movement tomorrow, because when it reached the MA20 line, it bounced and went halfway, like right at the price where it started when the market opened. So hopefully, we have a green candlestick tomorrow. Okay, because this is already a bounce for me. The next one. Okay, so that is for, okay, the last one was for Virgo. Okay, let's add or for Juanita. Or, hi Maya, thank you so much, ma'am. Lots of love from Milan. Oh, you're from Italy. It's nice to chat with people around the globe, right? Shalom. Adelora, Nilo for financial freedom. ISM for Maxian. Okay. You're welcome, Jonald. Meg for Joanna. Okay. Marasigan, Manix. Good evening. You want shlph, pcor, ABS, and pH. Okay. Position trader din po, like you. Hope to trade in eToro soon. Yep, you'll be surprised, guys. Trading in the international market is really easy. And for me, I would have to say it's even safer because of the different features that the tool offers, especially at the setting of the stop loss and profit taking area. So as you can see, I just have the um, tab opened. Even if I'm trading, I'm also doing live because I know that I have already set my stop loss levels and my profit taking area. And after this, shortly, I don't really have to watch by the minute. I just have to, rest and sleep. But let's see later if it'll touch the levels I have identified. Trading in the stock market is part-time for me. As per Enrico, I have also mixed positions, but mostly for long-term. A few months ago, I started trying to day trade as I learned more in analyzing charts. Thanks for your live videos. It helps a lot. Yep. So it's a learning process for all of us, right? And the more we expose ourselves in reading these charts, you see, we're getting faster in identifying support and resistance and identifying which direction the market or the stock is moving. And every day, just I'd like to empower you guys to also review our analysis when the market closes. You can watch the video again. I'm also in YouTube. I upload everything in YouTube, and you can just increase the playback speed here. Okay, so I suggest you also subscribe to my channel and take a look and review our videos and just increase the playback speed over here so that you can finish faster. I also include the stocks that we have reviewed so you can skip. Okay, because I understand you guys are very, very busy and we just need to get the information that we need to hear. So I have everything set up for you. Okay, let's continue. So Apple is a possible bounce, or is also giving us a positive direction. We're sitting right at the MA20 line, and then this could be a possible bounce for or. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have that. We're still at the healthy level for our RSI. So yep, we might see a possible bounce for or. ISM, favorite stock of the traders. So we had a jump over here, gap up, move up, and then eventually it closed below the start price. And now I'm thinking this might retrace. See, we're still here. We have not completely filled the gap yet. So I'm thinking it will revisit that gap. If the price gives us a chance near the MA20 levels, even better. So we can add some more, right? But I'm seeing that we might have another red candlestick tomorrow and in the coming days. Hopefully just one day, one big candlestick touches the MA20 line and then bounces back up again. So that's an even better projection. Okay. The next one is MEG. Okay, we might see some retracements for MEG. Okay, this MA20 line acted as the resistance, and each time it touches that level, the price is resisting. So we might see another red candlestick, and then just treat this level as your support. Okay, the 4 pesos and 80 cents. That will be your support area. Shlph. No shlph when the news came out that they are no longer part of the index. That's when the decline started to. No, it was pcor. Sorry, my bad. Not shlph. It was pcor. Pcor when they started to when they got out of the index, the price started to decline. But as for shlph, there was a good bounce right at this area. So let's see if the market will still give us a chance to touch the MA20, but temporarily in the short term, we are looking at MA20 as a possible resistance for this stock. And if it does not break that, then potentially it might go back to the support level. Okay, so the condition is it has to break the MA20 line. If not, it might go back to your support. Okay, so we're still halfway, but if you're going to ask me, is it a good time to buy this stock? Not yet. Because imagine the risk to reward ratio is not ideal. You have more risk that it might go back to the support area than the reward, which is slightly slimmer than your risk. So the best setup is you have to get in near your support, okay, near the 31.71 area. And if you're in it as a trader, set a 3 to 5% stop loss levels so that when it reaches that level, then exit the trade if you are trading it, okay? So recommendations vary depending on your outlook. If you are an investor and then when the price goes down even further, then that is your opportunity to add some more volume. See the difference? An investor will add some more volume. But a trader, when it reaches around 3 to 5% below the entry price, which is around the support area, when it reaches that level, they get out. Okay, because time is a big element when you are trading, because most of them are doing this full time. Okay. Hello, Rose. Phen and FLI for chart. Let me verify that. FNI. Okay, let me just. Phen, we already talked about it, but I'll add FLI. Okay. Ali and SMC. Okay. Ali and SMC. Okay, got it. Okay, so let's continue. We have pcor next. I think shlph and pcor had the same. Okay. It resisted the MA20 line, which is the support, resistance for this stock. Okay. But look, it's starting to be more constricted here. So let me just plot my support, the support that I'm seeing. Okay. So potentially this stock might dip further in the coming days. Let us see if it will touch the 5.02 area. But if you want to get in this stock, definitely you have to wait a little while, like a few more days. The nearer you are to the 5.02 area, the better. At the same time, let us observe what the RSI is giving us when it reaches this level. Okay, remember this time when I'm not sure if we have reviewed it when the price reached this level. So when the price touched the support area, the RSI is already moving upwards, and there you have it. The next action, of course, a bounce. Now another reason why we're saying that it will potentially decline is because of your MA20, which is currently acting as your resistance, your ceiling. Okay. The next one is high chore. Okay, let's add green for you. Green. Okay, so we already have pcor, AP, smph, FLI, Ali, SMC, and green. Okay, AP. AP. Oh, we have a good bounce. And it's an engulfing candle, right? Bigger, higher than the previous one. Also respected the MA20 line. So I'm seeing that we might see another green candlestick for AP. Okay, so I hope you were able to get in around this level. So that's already a good profit taking area soon. But definitely just be extra careful when the price reaches this level, which is the next resistance that I am seeing. Okay. Now SMPH. For SMPH, oh, it's hitting that resistance and it got rejected. The other day it was trying to break that. Okay, but today confirmed that the resistance is still strong and we might go back to the 34 levels again. There you go. So that's the support that I am seeing. Let's observe how the market moves around that price. Next one is FLI. Your FLI. Oh, same story. The resistance is rejecting. Your MA20 line is rejecting it. So let's see what happens around this level. Okay. This is the next support that I see. Okay, touched this once, but over here it also touched that level multiple times. Okay. So that's the support I'm seeing. It might revisit that once again. All right. For Ali, Ayala land. Okay, it bounced at the MA20 levels. So hopefully, even if this is red, we might see another green candlestick tomorrow. Hopefully this already bounces. Yep. If not, the nearer, because I'm thinking if it will not totally move upwards, right? It might stay within the area. Okay, so it might consolidate. So the nearer you are at the 48.43 level, the better, and see how the price moves in that area. So that's the support. Okay, the next one, SMC, San Miguel Corporation, might dip and go back to the lower Bollinger Band, which also is acting as your support here. Doing some sideways for a long time, huh? So it might go back to that level. How are the earnings? Still good. Yep, you can probably haggle because this stock is definitely for long term. Okay. And green. Starting to trigger the upper band. Yep. You know what I'm thinking? This might, okay. So this used to be the resistance, right? So let's create a line at that area because normally that will now act as your new support. So let us say there are two things can happen here, right? People will start to be bullish with this stock, and it might continue to trigger the upper Bollinger Band, right? Because sometimes consecutive days of green, that could potentially happen. If not, it might revisit and create a brand new support in the area where we had the previous resistance at. Okay, so just observe if you want to trade this. Yeah, make sure you use a much faster time frame when it starts to gain momentum on the upside. There you go. We're still at a good level. No, it's not that expensive yet. Because at one point it even reached the 3.51 levels. Okay. So, yep. I think that is it for tonight. If you don't have any further requests, let's take a look at our stocks here first. How is Amazon doing? Google. We have a green candlestick. I only have 3 positions here. Netflix. Okay, starting to show some green moves now. Okay, so it's my turn, guys. My turn to watch my stocks. In the meantime, you have a yeah, I already. Okay, can you please add wlcon, Miss JD? Sure. Let me just add that for you, Rose. Is that Rose? Yeah. wlcon. wlcon. Okay. I'm thinking. Well, it respected the MA20 level. We had a bounce in that area. Okay, so it retraced, bounced at that area. So I'm thinking, just crossing our fingers, the price gives us a bullish movement tomorrow, as I've seen a bounce, right? There's a small wick here touching the MA20 line, and then price got rejected, moved up, bounced a little. So I'm thinking we might see a green candlestick tomorrow. All right, for wlcon. Otherwise, it might stay at the MA20 level, but hopefully, that line does not break. Okay. Possible bounce. Yeah, that's my take on it. Possible bounce for wlcon. Do we have, okay. Eugene, I already talked about MBT. There, you're at the safe level, sitting right at the support area. We might experience possible bounce anytime soon. mrsgi, ppg, and VUL for Noli. mrsgi, ppg, and what? VUL. VUL. Okay, so let's take a look at that too. mrsgi. Okay, it's trying to challenge your MA20 line here, which is your resistance. Okay, so if a price does not start higher than MA20, and the action does not happen above the MA20, then potentially we will go back to the support, which is right at this area. Okay, so just observe how the price moves. Okay, let's see if this is also support. Yeah, there's also a support around this level. 1. Yeah, because look at this. This used to be a support around this area. Price was sitting right at this area multiple times. Also in this area. In this area, it also was touched. So I'm thinking if it declines, it might decline only up to this level and then bounce. Okay? That's my take on it. The next one is PPG. For PPG, we're right at the resistance area for PPG. You guys are lucky. For those people who entered, like halfway, the price is revisiting the area. And this is what I was mentioning last time, that if you want to average down and price starts to move up, so let us say tomorrow it starts above the 9.70 or 9.78 area, then that's really good. That means the resistance that it created for 3 days, okay, we've finally broken that, and then potentially we'll see some more green, and then if it retraces, okay, it might create a brand new support right at this level. Okay, but the condition is price has to start above this area, okay, and action has to happen above that. If not, because we're in the resistance area, if most of the action happens on the downside, this is the weakness that I am mentioning. Signs of weakness that it might go back again. So if you bought the stock, let's say right at this level, and you see that sign of weakness, probably you can sell part of it so that you now have a buying power, and then just set it aside. Once it reaches, let's say, near the MA20 line, which is way lower than the original price you bought it, use the buying power and then buy it at that level. Make sense? So that your cost average for the entire volume that you have for PPG is going to be lowered down. So that's your key area to watch out for in the coming days. VUL. Boom. What happened to you? Big jump. Oops. Let me see. Oh my goodness. So it started at 28 and then just gave you all the way down. Quick question. Were you able to get in Noli? Were you able to get in PPG? I mean VUL? I hope you were able to cut your losses if in case at an early stage. If not, I'm thinking it might revisit the MA20 levels. Yep, we might see another red candlestick. This is what I was mentioning ever since, guys. When there is a gap up, price will definitely revisit that gap and fill the gap. It's just a matter of time. But in this situation, the gap was filled on the same day, leaving us with what? This small, okay? This small of a gap. So this means that you might see, so I'm not even sure this, it'll fill this gap between this and this, or this and this. Okay, so it might revisit that. Then, so the nearer, if you have not entered in this stock yet, the nearer you are to MA20, the better. But if you've already entered at the high level for this stock, just wait, because I think this is already a big percentage of a loss if in case. Okay. I entered 1.60. Okay, so that's already way above. Noli, don't. I know that's your hard-earned money, and that's already almost 20+% of a decline. Just wait if you can still wait, all right? Because this is not the ideal setup for a stop loss level. You cut your losses around 3 to 5%. If you go higher than that, then it's better to wait and then probably use the strategy that I mentioned, that when it gives us a bullish movement, even just halfway, okay, and then you see the peak, and then you see the signs of weakness that it might go down again, then that's the time you sell part of it and use the buying power to purchase it once again at a much lower price so that you can lower down your cost average. We'll see. All right. Yep. Do we have any other questions? If not, okay, thank you guys. Good night. I'll be in the mid shift tomorrow. So in the morning, I will not do live because this is already it. But the next day, for our, I might have the next session on September 12th around 8:30. Okay, mark the calendar. September 12th, 8:30 in the morning. Okay, because I'm in the mid shift. Let's chat again. Okay, around that time. But one last request: please subscribe to our channel. We are Miss JD, and we publish all our videos here as well, so that you can revisit and review them, and you can choose the platform where you want to gain access to our videos. Okay, thank you and good night, and you take care. Okay, bye bye. Thank you.